So, what I'm proposing for members of Congress and of the Senate is to federalize and down to the state level and the federal level for grassroots elections all the way up to presidential elections to use forensics to ensure that no candidate like Trump can use the big lie to undermine elections. So imagine with registering to vote, you can do it using a phone app, a federal phone app, or you can register in your local state office or a federal office. So software will be able to register you in your state for local state elections and also for federal state elections. So imagine imagine using your smartphones to scan your fingerprint, to scan your retina, to scan your face for facial recognition, and also to scan your voice for voice recognition. So, like I said, you will be able to do this on your smartphones, or you can stop by into a local office, state office, or federal office, and there will be softwares that will be able to scan you and register you into the election database of state and federal election registrations using forensic scanning. So once you register, you can use your smartphone to register, like I said, or in person. You can show up at a designated state or federal locations, and it will be able to scan your forensics to register your identity as an American voter, citizen. So once you're registered into the database of this state and federal database with the scanning forensics of your fingerprint, your retina scanning, your face recognition, your voice recognition, then once you're already registered, when you get ready to vote, you can vote in a designated uh, voting place. So the machines, right before you vote, they will scan your face, your retina, your fingerprint, your voice recognition, and your face recognition. So once the computer scans you and proves your identity, then you will be able to cast your vote. Once you vote, you will be given a receipt that shows that the forensics proves that that was your identity, and at the same time is a receipt to show what candidates you voted for. So like that, if a person like the Trumpian big lie tries to undermine an election and it has to be forced to be audited, then with your receipt, you can show that nobody can rip your vote away, like Trump was trying to do to the 7 million voters of the popular vote of American citizens. So, or the My Pillow guy trying to undermine fair and free elections. So, along with the QAnon, or may I say Michael Flynn, or AKA Q, they can't try to make a circus act out of the state and federal elections anymore. So, you will be able to vote in person with this type of voting systems that are encrypted with qubits, so not even foreign governments can interfere with it. And then for people that feel like voting on their smartphones, the smartphones will be able to do the same thing at a federal website. So you'll download a federal app and you get to vote early. You have early voting, but like I said, you will download a federal app and you will be able to vote using this app with local state elections and also federal elections. But the thing is, with your smartphones, you download this, you go onto this website, federal website. It has an app. The app, you download it. and the phone will be able to scan your retina. Your smartphone will be able to scan your retina with this type of app. It will scan your retina, it will scan your fingerprint, it will scan your face recognition and voice recognition. And once you scan into the system, uh, you will be able to vote using your smartphones. And then once you cast your vote, you will be mailed, physical mail, a copy of your receipt for who you voted for, and the proof of your identity. The same thing, the same thing. You will be able to print it out. You will be sent an email that you will be able to print out the candidates you voted for. And so this type of software, and also the government will keep a paper trail to match the digital trail. So it's all about matching the digital trail with paper trail. So when there's audits, people can't undermine people for their identities. You don't have Giuliani saying, "My cousin Vinny, how many fingers I'm holding up at the Four Seasons landscaping company? How many fingers I'm holding up? My cousin Vinny." Dead people voted. Pets, cats and dogs voted. There were illegal immigrants voting. There were thousands and thousands of ballots underneath a rock. You know, these type of clowns of circus acts can never undermine an election, whether it be Trumpocrats trying to undermine elections at the local level, at the state level. These Trumpocrats trying to win and argue, oh, the elections were stolen. So to prevent this from ever happening again at the state level, all the way up to the federal level, with Trump copycats that are groveling at Trump's feet to be nominated for governorships, mayorships, congressmen. You know, these people that grovel at Trump's feet for Trump can support their nominations, and then they'll try to use the big lie to say, oh, they did it to me. They also stole my elections. They also did this with the big lie. And they want to follow Trump with the big lie. Well, this technology would impeach scoundrels like Trump and Giuliani, sweating with ink running down his eyebrows, crossing his T's and dotting his I's at a Four Seasons landscaping company, trying to undermine the college electorate system in Philadelphia by desecrating the Constitution, following scoundrel lies of my cousin Vinny, how many fingers I'm holding up. And then at the Four Seasons landscaping parking lot at the Four Seasons landscaping saying, oh, all the medias, because they want to call the medias liars because they're not willing to accept Trump's misleading assumptions that the elections were stolen. And Bill Barr wasn't willing to accept it. Mike Pence. For that, they almost hanged Mike Pence. They almost imploded 2 pipe bombs while Kamala Harris on January 6th was supposed to be at the DNC. They almost blowed her up. You know, they overthrew the Capitol security and tried to impose a coup d'etat on this government. So to ever prevent scoundrels, weasels, shyster charlatans like Trump from ever undermining the college electorate system or the popular vote, because these Trump delegates, they denied Hillary Clinton her victory because she had 3 million votes more. By the Constitution, these delegates supposed to, beyond partisanship, they're supposed to give their delegate votes to whoever has the popular vote in their constituencies. But these Trumpocrats decided to ignore 3 million votes off of Hillary Clinton. They try to ignore 7 million votes off of Biden with the outlandish accusations of their Glendale My Pillow guy and Q, or AKA Michael Flynn, and Trumpisms with his crony lawyers at the Four Seasons Landscaping Company coming up with how many fingers I'm holding up. My cousin Vinny. You ever seen that movie? My cousin Vinny. Oh, it was Venezuela. It was lasers from Jewish satellites. and Italian satellites. It was bamboo sticks. So to avoid all this circus act around state elections, federal elections, I am lobbying members of Congress bipartisanly in the House and in the Senate to pass this mandate that this technology will ensure the integrity of any elections, federally or state-wise, at the grassroots level. It would ensure that no scoundrel sweating ink down their side brows can cross their T's and dot their I's and try to appoint Trump delegates as swing states like Giuliani was trying to do. With the Glendale, My Pillow, Sidney Powell sitting at the conference table as January 6th is happening, they're convincing Trump to impose martial law. So for scoundrels like Trump, the shyster that he is, he would never use that big lie pretext again, or any emulated wannabe Trump nominee, for they won't try to undermine any fair and free elections and deny the popular vote. I am lobbying both parties in the House of Representatives and in the House of and in the Senate to pass this law that mandates that if you want to register to vote, you will have to scan into the system. And once you're scanned into the system and it proves 100% your identity, then you can vote. And you will get a receipt emailed and also mailed to your house to prove that you voted and for who you voted for. So if there's any audit of the system, the paper trail will match the digital trail 100% of the time. And scoundrels that make up fantasy tales like Trump will never undermine the system again.